This lesson covers how to complete a conclusion document in Bravo. First, you must open up your project. You can do this from your home page under your bookmarks, or it may be under Recently Viewed Projects. If your project is not under one of these headings, you can also perform a search for your project by name on the left side of your home page. For our training purposes, we are going to open the project under the bookmark heading. Once your project is open, click on the Process box on the left side of your screen. A new screen will appear that will list all of the process steps based on the process guide used in the creation of the project. Click on the link for Step 0.1-Business Case for Trigger Approval. A new screen will appear. Click on the link for CD Project Type Step 0.1 Project Name. Although conclusion documents may be created in the Create New Document, this is not a best practice and should only be used if there is a need to create a second conclusion document for the same task. A new screen will appear. In the title bar, you will note the words Project Name between two angle brackets. Replace the words Project Name with the actual name of your project using the proper food by naming convention. It is not necessary to repeat the project type, example, full sourcing, as this is already included in the default conclusion document name. For our training purposes, we will enter Appetizers Test 2, March 2013. Next, read the instructions in the description box. Once you have completed reading, click on the Next button at the bottom of the screen. A new screen will appear with listing attributes. FoodBuy is not assigning attributes to the conclusion documents, so you can click on the Next button to advance to the next step in the conclusion document wizard. You are now in the screen where you can edit permissions to the conclusion document. By default, system users have full access, read-only permissions to all documents in Bravo. Add your immediate supervisor and backup with edit permissions. If another individual is responsible for completing the conclusion document, add this person with owner permissions. For our training purposes, we will demonstrate. First, click on the Edit button. A contact listing box will appear. Click on the down arrow and highlight the name of the person you are assigning to the task ownership. Then click on the radio button for owner. Click on the Save button. Once their name has been added to the permissions listing, click on the Next button at the bottom of the screen. A new screen will appear that normally allows attachments to be attached. But FoodBuy does not allow attachments here. They may be added later in response to questions within the conclusion document. Once this screen appears, just click on the Next button at the bottom of the screen window. A new screen will appear that will provide a summary of your conclusion document. By default, Automatically Open the New Document is selected. If you are not the person responsible for completing the conclusion document, or if you intend on completing the conclusion document at a later point in time, you can deselect this option. For illustrative purposes, I will leave this box checked. Press the Finish button at the bottom of the window screen to create the document. An email will automatically be sent to individuals who have been given edit or ownership permissions, notifying them that they have been given access to the conclusion document. The conclusion document opens automatically in the Create mode after you have selected Finish on the summary screen. To answer questions on the conclusion document, click on the View/Respond button on the left side of the screen. Please note, it is very important that you click on the View/Respond button, as this will take you to the next step. Then click on the question you want to answer in the content window. For our training purposes, we will select Trigger Spend. Enter the dollar amount in the response box. Due to the fact that the response type is currency, dollar signs are not allowed in your response. You may use numbers, commas, and periods only. Once you have completed adding any comment notes, then click on the Save button at the bottom of the screen window. If there are any questions marked with a red stop sign, these must be answered prior to completing the document. Some questions may request that you attach a document. Navigate to the Attachments tab to complete this request. Once you have completed all the questions, you will note that you can perform a spell check and view all of your responses in the View/Respond window. You can view your responses in either HTML or PDF format. Please do not mark the document as complete. It is important not to lock this document in order to provide the user the ability to update the document if necessary. You have successfully completed a conclusion document. The next step is to request an approval. This process will be covered in a separate video or can be found in other Bravo training resources.